things on there. Like you've got the mayonnaise, you've got maybe bacon, you got cheese. All that stuff kind of helps fill in the gaps that not using real meat has left behind.
Oh dang. Andrew, take a side step to the right. This is pretty good, y'all.
No, it is very tasty. I am nitpicking here, just because this is, to me, the quintessential comfort dish. Like I was saying earlier, shepherd's pie is what my mom would make all the time. I grew up on this. This is my go-to comfort food, whether I'm sick or if it's a cold day. This is it. So I'm nitpicking a little bit just because I have such high expectations for it, but it's really good.
Andrew's more skeptical about Impossible Beef than I am. This is just a good shepherd's pie. This is amazing.
So I mean, the thing
if I
for
had
me,
this at the local brew pub and they were just like, "Here you go," I'd be like, "Good job."
the thing for me is I know that Impossible Meat and Beyond Meat, it's not healthier. I guess it's technically better for the planet because you don't have the animal eating all the food and
The cow is like a 30 to
releasing
1
all of its gases.
carbon ratio to get beef out of it. And
It has a big
Impossible is
impact
not.
on the environment, so in that respect, it's better. But health-wise, it's not really better. So I don't know. I feel like it's gotta get pretty close for me to turn to Impossible more than the meat equivalent.
I've just eaten half of this. It's really good.
If I were actually like under the weather or really wanting a comfort thing, I'd have to use beef. I'd have to use lamb. But as like an everyday kind of, I'm in the mood for shepherd's pie, this is close enough to get you there. It's just, it is missing some of that hominess that beef or lamb gets you. And that's probably not the same for everyone. Apparently Stuart would be happy to have this all the time. But
I mean, I would still appreciate the beef one, but I'm just saying, taste-wise, like, if a restaurant gave this to me, I might be like, this is not the top tier of shepherd's pie restaurants, but I'm not upset with this dining establishment.
It definitely adds more than if you just used vegetables and no
I had a
meat or
restaurant
meat equivalent thing at all.
once that did, like, shepherd's pie and, like, a little miniature cast iron baking dish, and served it, and like the potatoes were like boiling lava hot, and there was almost no meat filling, so it like burnt my mouth, and then I got nothing out of it, and I was like very disappointed with that shepherd's pie. I would not be disappointed if you gave me the shepherd's pie. I was like, maybe not as meaty as I had hoped, but like I wouldn't have been able to point out that this was a fake meat vegetarian pie.
Yeah. For me, it's a good mid-tier shepherd's pie, but if you really wanted to scratch that itch of a really savory, warming, comforting shepherd's pie, you'd have to turn to meat. But I guess the good thing is that you don't necessarily need that full-on indulgent version all the time, just when you really are needing it. So this is a good substitute if you wanted the same kind of sensation, just not all the way. So interesting. We should do that burger comparison sometime just to see how it stacks up in a direct one-to-one comparison. I don't know if we'll do that next week, but we should do that soon while we're thinking about meat alternatives. Next up, a full veggie version, maybe. That might be a bridge too far. I don't know. Again, I have shepherd's pie as a comfort thing, and I'm not sure if a full 100% vegetable version would do it for me. I don't know.
The only non-veg thing in this was the chicken stock, which we could have done veggie stock, but we were also like...
Well, I mean, like, if you took out the Impossible plant meat, and you took out the chicken stock and used, I don't know, vegetable stock instead.
Oh, yeah, no. There's, like, recipes for curry shepherd's pie that uses, like, lentils or something. Those are fine. But that's also just potatoes on top of lentils is not the same, y'all.
Lentils are good, though. Like, lentils would be the thing to replace the meat within this. If you're going, like, 100% lower, like, not as processed version of this, lentils would be where you would go. And
that's what you'd have to do.
That definitely wouldn't be, like, as a meat eater, that wouldn't be the thing I would turn to. But it would be a good, like...
Andrew, I'm sitting over here eating this, and I've already forgotten that this is fake meat. This is really good. We haven't eaten since breakfast this morning, and I'm just like, y'all, I'm really pleased with this.
Hunger is the best spice. You meant abandon fake meat and just use mushrooms and veg. Yeah. I think lentils would be the thing you'd have to use if you were to swap out the Impossible or Beyond imitation meat for a pure vegetable. Lentils is where you would go, and you'd have to really compensate more with soy sauce and stuff then to get the savoriness. But it would be good.
Nah, I just always laugh because anytime the two of us have an impossible dish, I am always just like, this is amazing, like, bring on the plants. And Andrew's like one notch lower on the stereo than me.
Well, it always gives me pause because when I think of having something that's more veggie based, I expect it to be healthier for you, and this isn't. So what are you getting? You're getting something that's supposed to taste like meat and nothing else. You're not getting the health advantages of vegetables. I mean, I guess you're being healthier for the planet because you're not raising the animal, but I don't know.